Here is a dangerous truth that powerful people never say openly. If you are talented, if you work hard, but people still ignore you, then the problem is not your ability. The problem is that you don't understand the rules of power. 500 years ago, Niccolò Machiavelli gave rulers a very brutal advice. He said, "People do not respect you until you are either useful to them or dangerous to ignore." Think about that for a moment. Your brain is told from childhood, work hard, be nice, stay loyal. But the real world doesn't run only on hard work. It runs on perception, value, and power. When someone feels useful to others, they walk differently. Their shoulders are straight. Their voice becomes slower and more stable. They don't try to impress everyone. But when someone feels ignored, their body changes too. They speak faster. They try to explain too much. They look for approval in every conversation. Power is not just outside. Power is also body language, voice, presence, and psychology. Closing hook. From this philosophy came the 7 Machiavellian Laws of Power. If you understand these rules, powerful people will not ignore you anymore. They will remember you. They will notice you. And slowly, they will start respecting you. Law 1. Be useful, not needy. Most people make a fatal mistake when they approach powerful people. Their voice gets softer. Their shoulders slightly drop. They ask for help. "Sir, please guide me. Sir, please give me a chance." In that moment, their body signals weakness, low confidence, low certainty. But the world of power doesn't respond to that. Power doesn't reward emotional need. It responds to value. Machiavelli had a brutal observation. Rulers do not remember the people who ask them for things. They remember the people who reduce their stress. When you solve someone's problem, something shifts. Their brain releases relief. Cortisol drops. Dopamine rises. And your face, your name, gets wired to that feeling. Now you're not just another person asking for attention. You become a useful asset. And assets get remembered. Assets get protected. Assets get rewarded. Listen. Neediness triggers avoidance. People feel pressure, obligation, even irritation. Usefulness triggers reward. People feel relief, control, even trust. Your biology decides your value before your words do. Let me clear at your real-life realization. Look at your school. The teacher doesn't remember the quiet student begging for marks. They remember the one who manages chaos, helps others understand, handles responsibility without being asked. Why? Because that student lowers the teacher's mental load. Same in offices. Promotion doesn't go to the one sweating the most. It goes to the one who walks into a problem and makes it disappear. Less stress for the boss. More value for the system. That's the only equation that matters. Law 2 is observe like a spy. Listen carefully. Power is not about talent. That's what average people believe. Power is about information. And the fastest way to get that, you stop talking and you start observing. Niccolò Machiavelli said it without saying it directly. The one who understands people controls outcomes, because people lie. Not always intentionally, but they do. Their words say one thing, their behavior exposes the truth. So you don't listen to what they say. You watch what they repeat. And when you stay silent and observe, your brain shifts mode. You start noticing micro patterns. Who interrupts others? Who avoids eye contact? Who leans forward when power enters the room? Fear has a posture. Ambition has a rhythm. Insecurity has a voice tone. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Your brain starts predicting. Before they act, you already know what they'll do next. That's control. Not loud control, silent control. And look at his secret insight. Words are designed to hide. Patterns are impossible to fake. Let me clear with a real-life example. Watch your boss. He says, I value creativity. But notice his body language in meetings. He leans in only when someone talks about results. His tone changes when numbers are mentioned. That's the truth, not his words. Most people follow instructions. Smart people follow patterns. And the one who follows patterns doesn't just survive the system, he learns how to use it. Law 3, mirror effect. Here's a rule most people don't even realize they're following. The human brain trusts familiarity. Not truth, not logic, familiarity. And Niccolo Machiavelli-style strategy is simple. You mirror the person. Not obviously, precisely. If they're calm, you slow down. If they're intense, you raise your energy. If they think logically, you speak in structure. Because the moment someone feels, this person is like me, their brain relaxes, their guard drops, and influence begins. Dark physiology angle. This is happening below awareness. Their subconscious is scanning. Voice tone, body language, rhythm. When it matches, the brain reduces threat detection. Less resistance, more acceptance. Oxytocin starts building, the same chemical linked to trust and bonding. And now, they're not analyzing you anymore. They're aligning with you. Its secret insight is similarity creates subconscious trust, and trust is the entry point to influence. Let me clear with a real-life example. You watch this in real life. You meet a stranger. 2 minutes later, same city, same interests, same habits. Suddenly, connection feels instant. You think it's coincidence. It's not. It's your brain saying, this person is safe. This person is familiar. Most people wait for connection to happen. Smart ones create it. Law 4. Don't make loyalty cheap. Listen, this is very important to understand. Blind loyalty looks good in movies. In real life, it destroys your value. Niccolo Machiavelli understood this very clearly. If you say yes, sir, to everything, slowly people stop respecting you, not because they hate you, but because your opinions have no weight. If a person agrees with everything, it means he is thinking nothing. Emotional plus physiology part. When someone blindly agrees all the time, their body language changes without realizing. Constant nodding, forced smile, soft voice, slightly bent posture. This sends a subconscious signal. This person wants approval. This person is not a decision maker. But when someone speaks calmly and says, I understand your point, but I think there is another way. Now everything changes. Eye contact stable, posture straight. Now the brain of the other person registers you differently, not as a follower, but as a person with a mind. Secret insight. Cheap loyalty destroys respect. Independent thinking creates respect. Let me clear with real-life example. Think about your school. One student agrees with the teacher on everything. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Nobody remembers him. Another student respectfully says, Sir, I think this answer could also be solved this way. Now the teacher pays attention, not because he argued, but because he thought. Always remember this. People don't respect the most obedient person. They respect the person who can think and still stay calm. Law 5. Never outshine the master. There is one thing powerful people fear the most. Not enemies, not problems, replacement. The moment you start looking smarter than them, faster than them, more capable than them, they don't feel impressed. They feel threatened. Teaching tone plus psychology. Understand power psychology. When someone has authority, their brain is always scanning for threats to status. If you make them look smarter, their brain associates you with safety. If you make them look stupid, their brain associates you with danger. And once someone's brain labels you as danger, your talent will not save you. You will slowly be pushed aside, not directly, silently. Machiavellian principle is Niccolo Machiavelli gave a very simple rule. If you work with powerful people, protect their ego. The idea can be yours. The execution can be yours. The hard work can be yours. But sometimes, the credit should be theirs. Because when their ego feels safe, they pull you closer. And when they pull you closer, you get access. You get opportunities. You get influence. Its secret insight is protect the ego, and power will treat you like an ally, not a threat. Let me clear with real-life example. You watch offices carefully. There is always one very talented employee who starts looking smarter than the boss. Suddenly, he stops getting important projects, stops being invited to meetings, stops being appreciated. Was talent the problem? No. Threat was the problem. Never forget this rule. Talent makes you valuable, but making powerful people feel safe makes you powerful. Law 6: Power behind the throne. Most people make a predictable mistake. They try to go straight to the top, straight to the king, and they fail because they don't understand how power actually works. Niccolo Machiavelli pointed at something most people ignore. Real power is often not on the throne, it's behind it. Now you see the leader, but you don't see the filters around him. Assistants, advisors, gatekeepers, those people decide who gets access, who gets ignored, who gets delayed, who gets blocked completely. You think you're being judged by the top. In reality, you're being filtered much earlier. Listen very carefully. When people try to impress only the top person, they become tense. Voice changes. They try too hard. But when you understand the system, you stay calm, you observe, you build connection with the ones controlling access. No pressure, no desperation, and suddenly, doors start opening quietly. Secret insight. The ones who control access are the real gatekeepers of power. Let me clear with real-life example. Look at a hospital. The doctor has authority, but you don't reach the doctor directly. The receptionist decides whether you get an appointment today, or next week, or never. Same in corporate. The CEO has power, but the assistant controls the calendar. Most people chase power directly. Smart people control the path to power, and once you control the path, you don't need the throne. Law 7. Act like a king. People don't treat you based on your true value. They treat you based on how you present yourself. If you look unsure, people become unsure about you. If you look confident, people assume you know what you're doing. This is not logic. This is psychology. Your posture speaks before you speak. Your walk speaks before you speak. Your eye contact speaks before you speak. Confidence is a psychological signal. It tells people, I know my value. I belong here. And most people don't question confidence. They accept it. And when you act confident, shoulders back, slow movements, steady voice, eye contact, people's brains read dominance and certainty. Their behavior changes automatically. They listen more, interrupt less, take you more seriously, not because your knowledge changed, but because your signals changed. Secret insight. Perception often creates power before reality does. Let me clear with real-life example. Look at interviews. Sometimes the most skilled candidate is not selected. A less skilled candidate gets the job. Why? Because one answered with hesitation. The other answered with certainty. Confidence convinced before competence was even tested. Always remember this rule. The world doesn't see your potential first. The world sees your presence first. Act like you belong in the room. And slowly, the room starts believing it.